Okay, so this is the first day of my video diary. Okay, so what's the video diary about? Well, I have decided to set myself a pretty stupid challenge, a big challenge, in that I'm going to learn to dive and I'm going to spend 6 months learning to dive until I can eventually dive off at least a 5 metre high diving board. But my target is to be able to dive off a 10 metre board, which, by the way, is the same height that Tom Daley dives from. So why? Well, I've decided that I wanted to raise some money to help support a pretty amazing charity that I've got to know. It's called Saying Goodbye, and if you want to find out more about it, go to sayinggoodbye.org. Now, this is a charity that supports families who have lost a child either during pregnancy or in early years. Now, I've been really lucky. I haven't been affected by this, but I know some friends that have, and I know how they suffered both from the loss and from the lack of support that they had during this pretty awful time. So anyway, that's why I decided to do this. So I thought, right, if I'm going to raise money, I want to really set myself a challenge. So challenge this is, because I can't dive. I can't even sit on the edge of a pool and do one of those wimpy little rolling in dives. I can't dive at all. When I was a kid, I tried to jump off a really high diving board, and one of my brother's lovely friends stuck his foot out and I belly flopped down and momentarily knocked myself out. To me to do it? Well, it means I can support the charity, and it means I can prove to myself that I can do it. That I can prove to myself that I can get over all those limiting beliefs I've got. All those limiting beliefs about the fact that I'm too big, I'm not flexible enough, I've got the fear of heights. Because actually, I know that if I believe I can do it, I can do it. I've been really lucky. In fact, I've got an amazing coach in Charlie. And hopefully I'll video Charlie later and you can see her. And Charlie used to coach the British youth team. So she knows her stuff. She knows what challenge she's got with me. And she's willing to do it. She's willing to give her time to support this amazing charity and support me. And doing this, it means that I can take yet another step forward. Another step forward into doing what I blooming well want to do, actually. And I want to do this, and I'm bloody well going to do it, excuse the terminology. So my biggest fears, well, that's quite interesting actually, because I would have said before that my biggest fear was the heights. But interestingly, when I've really thought about it and when I've really been honest, my biggest fear is actually humiliation. That's quite interesting. That was really interesting for me. And actually, when I think about today, because today I've got my first lesson with Charlie, and we're apparently just going to be diving off the side of the pool, which is a big enough challenge for me, thank you. It's actually the biggest fear is the thought of going out in my costume and people looking at me and people noticing that I'm doing something different and people watching me, and the fact that I know I'm not going to be able to do it first time, although I will be able to do it, but it's that people laughing at me and all of that. And actually that was really interesting when I recognised that that was my biggest fear. It's actually humiliation, and that's awful. That's not right. And that's something that I'm going to do something about. So today, how am I feeling? Blooming nervous. Really excited. And yeah, actually wanting to do it.